The newest Unearthed Arcana is live, and it has definitely generated some discourse.
This situation is a blood-soaked, nightmarish hellscape.
Wizards of the Coast has released their 7th Unearthed Arcana playtest for the 2024 core rulebooks, with this one focusing on further revisions to the Barbarian, Fighter, Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard classes. Among the biggest changes are 2 new subclasses, the Path of the World Tree for Barbarians and the Brawler subclass for Fighters, plus the reversion of some of the bigger changes made in previous Unearthed Arcanas, such as the class-agnostic spell lists. While we knew these rollbacks were coming, it was inevitable that a lot of the commentary both on YouTube and elsewhere was that dropping these more radical changes from the playtests has made the 2024 core rulebooks basically obsolete. There's a lot of chatter that these changes are basically akin to an errata. Multiple times during the video, the chat started mockingly calling the playtest D&D 5.1 or Tasha's 2.0, and there was generally a pretty antagonistic vibe in the chat for the whole presentation, which is, even more so than, how antagonistic, YouTube comments can generally be. With the exception of our viewers and commenters, you people are all lovely. In reality, with Wizards committing to revisions instead of a new edition, these playtests are going to look more and more like the 2014 rulebooks, but with changes made based on the shifts in design philosophy that we've already seen in books like Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. To be blunt, this is more like a rebalance of 5e, with some classes getting big boosts based on years of playtest data and feedback, and others not so much. Of course, whether fans want to actually spend money on the rulebooks knowing that they're just rebalances when video games get free patches based on feedback all the time, well, that's up for each person to decide. Looking at the positive, I personally love the new Brawler subclass, although I will say it seems like a more effective unarmed martial option than the Monk class as a whole. The nerf to Counterspell, that was desperately needed. If you've ever DM'd a game of 5e, you know that Counterspell is quite possibly the most frustrating spell in the game. Jump! Hey, that's a great spell, and wait a second, that looks pretty familiar from Baldur's Gate 3. And also, I think that Barbarians got more upgrades than some folks expected. Although at the cost of the Bear Totem, or I don't even know what exactly we're calling that now because it's called a Wild Heart Barbarian instead of a Totem Barbarian. But anyways, I think that did get a little bit of a nerf.
That's the understatement of the year.
Also, I think the Sorcerer's got a much stronger twin spell ability, but the criticism that they're a lot less powerful now is probably warranted, especially when you look over at Wizards, who remain the golden child of 5e. I guess that's why they call the company Wizards of the Coast. Great Old One Warlocks also got some pretty good upgrades, although I'm not sure that anyone cares when Hexblades have officially been left out of the 2024 rulebooks, and that's like the one subclass that anyone chooses for Warlocks. One change that's actually important that no one is really talking about is that this playtest clarifies that anyone can voluntarily fail a saving throw now, which quite frankly opens up some options in using class features to allies, for instance, and some really unique possibilities. That's actually a pretty cool thing, and lots of tables have been doing that already, but I think that, that's actually a really big rule change. Anyways, the full playtest document is live so you can take a look, and if you have feedback on it or commentary on it, send it along to Wizards. Honestly, folks, there's still a half year of playtesting to go, so there is still time to make an impact. And also, you can leave your feedback in the comment section below, and obviously, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.